video in my Soul Urge and Life Path series. Now, as you know, your life path is what you're here to do, your life purpose, and your soul urge number is your motivation, your desire. Now, this can all be altered and changed and adjusted depending on what you learn from this video. So if there was an element of my life path that I really didn't want to do, then my soul urge number would be responsible for that, and I have the opportunity to make the choice, even though I don't naturally want to attempt that part of my life path. If you're interested in my life path and soul urge series, then this is the book for you. It has got all the life path and soul urge numbers in it. It's quite a thick book, but it's good for numerologists or people that are just really interested in some in-depth knowledge. So this book here blends the life path and soul urge. So this is the book for you if you're interested in this series. Welcome to the next video on my request list. Now, this video is for someone whose 60% of their core chart is master energy. So their life purpose, difficulties, challenges, things to achieve in this lifetime is the life path master 22-4. But their heart, their motivation, their drive, the things they really want are soul urge master 33-6. So the differences between these two, before I start to break it down, is that you're here to be fundamentally and most importantly the double two. So the two is about bringing people a little closer. It's intuitively choosing who you're going to help and serve, who you're going to let in past your barriers, who you're going to let in closer, who you're going to look after in more of a small group or one-to-one basis. So the double two is about pulling people that bit closer, building trust and rapport and helping them and serving their needs. Because it's double two, it's the whole collective of humanity. So you're here to serve humanity as a collective on a very close and personal level. And the four is about bringing safety and stability to this world like a master builder. So you could be a master builder of global ideas, of something that makes our environment safer or our people safer. You could be social safeness. It could be financial safety. It could be any kind of safety which can have a global impact. So you're here to look after people on a deep level as a collective and make them safer, more stable and secure in whatever medium you decide to bring that. Your heart, however, the double three prefers to entertain and inspire and teach from a distance, happy to meet people, to network, but not so happy to allow people closer. So there might be a little bit of a motivation issue with you being asked to allow anyone past your performance distance barriers. And you're very much in the 6, more about nurturing those around you, very idealistic, very family focused also. So, but the similarities are that you're going to want to develop your spiritual ability. You have big dreams to help humanity. Your responsibility is big. You chose to come as a master 22-4 to make the world a safer, more stable, more secure place. So to have a heart that wants to have a global impact and wants to develop their spirituality on a big scale is going to be helpful. So there's some elements of your motivation that will be helpful and some that might need a bit of adjustment to help you achieve the master 22-4. So as a life path 22-4, your areas of development, things to achieve, your spiritual evolution for this lifetime is that to be that old soul that you are, to exercise your huge responsibility to help to change the world, to make it more stable, more safe, more secure in whatever medium you decide to achieve that. It could be environmental, financial, social, cultural, anything that you decide to do. It could even be one-to-one. Many 22-4s are actually yoga teachers, so they make people's bodies more strong, more safe, more secure, and they do it one client at a time because of that double two closeness. You're here to create something stable, whether that's a stable business empire, a really stable, strong family or community, organizations, stable, strong organizations, and be in a strong, stable career, which brings safety and stability and security and brings that same for you as a person. Careers that are beneficial to the stability and safety and well-being of humanity as a collective. You've got to learn to let people in, work alongside others in a group setting. It means getting on with people. It means learning to step and stand in their shoes sometimes, to tolerate them, to have boundaries against what they can do to you as well, and boundaries on how you treat them. Considering everyone as part of whole, the source consciousness, all one and equally important. So drawing people close and making people feel safe, basically, on a global level. Your heart, your drive, your motivation wants to express yourself to others with positive emotional sensitivity, to nurture, to entertain, to teach maybe, and to heal. You know, you want to communicate. You want to be a master communicator, nurturing those maybe that are less fortunate or more vulnerable to improve their lives. This is a passion for you. This is something that you want to do. So can you use your positive emotional sensitivity, teach, heal, entertain, and nurture like a 22-4, so that you can use both numbers to their best, really. Maybe you can make those that are the least safe and secure more safe. Maybe that's animals or people that don't feel safe. It could be anyone. It could be like people around the world that aren't safe, or people in this country that aren't safe. It's completely up to you how you blend these two numbers, but you could do it by feeding your heart and expressing yourself with that positive sensitivity, nurture, inspire, inform, and delight, and look after those that are most fortunate, or least fortunate, in this world, because you're motivated by your vision of a utopia where everyone's more looked after, where your ideals for humanity are manifested, and you work towards that ideal with your practical action. Like I said, it's going to be that you might be not so keen on pulling people as close as your life path wants you to. You might prefer to deal with large groups when your life path is asking you to go a bit more personal, but also on a wide scale. Understand that. So, you know, get out there, but help people on a real personal, deep level. The 4 is very task orientated. The 6 is very people orientated. So there's going to be a few things that help with your soul urge, the things you want to do, and a few things that, you know, you might need to adjust your motivation a little bit to help you to achieve some of these elements of your Master 22-4. Right. So, my computer's lagging like hell at the moment. So, you're a life path 22-4. You're an old soul, as spiritual as you are practical, here to channel new ideas for world safety, stability, and security, and manifest those ideas in reality, from idea to plonking it on earth and making it work, for that safety and stability and security for yourself and the world at large. You're here to have one foot in the spiritual and one foot in the world. So what you take, what you channel as a natural psychic, as a potential psychic, you can then manifest on earth. You must learn to handle that master builder energy that hits you daily. It's like having water raining on your head. And many 11s, 22s and 33 life paths struggle with that master energy, and it can cause nervous tension and even anxiety. And often that energy hits the master life path person the minute they wake up in the morning. So they need to learn to center themselves and manage that master energy so that they can manifest their ideas in the world. Otherwise, it's all too much and it's all too overwhelming, because you have a big responsibility to the team, the world, your family, to everyone really, to build structures or theories, buildings, concepts, body, mind and spirit, businesses, organizations, even empires, for the purpose of world stability and security. And the medium that you do that in is depending on what you're interested in and passionate about, where you really want to put your heart into. Your Master 33-6 motivation means that you love channel ideas, so that's good for helping you to channel like a Master 22. But you also love to communicate to loads of people, whether it's people you don't know, a group of people, a social group. You love to communicate with people. You love being the center of attention, expressing new creative ideas and making everyone laugh and feel entertained, educated, or even inspired. You strive to listen to and act on your own intuitive wisdom and psychic awareness. And because 60% of your core is master energy, you have big dreams to change the world for the better. You want to be a master communicator. You thrive on being a doer, manifesting energy and performance and nurturing with charismatic social interaction, whether you're speaking to people one-to-one or small groups or large groups, which you prefer. However, you may choose to reject the logical analysis of detail and organization and order and structure and routine and more that you need in that 4 energy life path to be an effective master builder. It's like, you can put the business together, create the products, have all the fun, tell everyone about it, but then you've also got to deal with the nitty gritty, the detail, the building, does it work? Do you have people cleaning it? Do you pay for it? What's the money like? It's very, the detail, the actual nuts and bolts of the business. And the boring stuff, you're going to really not be interested in that. And you're going to really need to use self-discipline to bring yourself into that, to develop that 4 energy for the Master 22-4. So to support that life path, Master 22-4, answer your drive to channel and communicate and act on your ideas. That's already there. That's already in your heart. But exercise the self-discipline to manage the detail, to do the things you don't want to do so much, the order, the organization, the nitpicky stuff, so that you can build something strong and tangible and effective in this world. Sorry, let's bring in my sound back there. I just didn't want to cough off the microphone. You must develop and improve your social skills. Okay, now this is deepening the relationship. You're good at meeting people, or let's just say, let's change that. You love to meet people. You love to be the center of attention at that performance distance. But the 2 is asking you to focus on not just widening, but more importantly, deepening your relationships to assist you, to help you to manifest those big ideas and really serve humanity on a personal level. It's important that you learn to deepen your relationships with those that you trust and those that deserve you, and intuition will help with that. Because you can't do your big job that you have to make this world a safer place on your own. You need to have others around you, like family and friends, to support you and you to support them. And you need to be able to work with others more closely on a more teamwork level in order to help you to manifest your big ideas in reality. Your Master 33-6 motivation means that you love to be social. You love to meet others confidently, very much the networker, and liking to communicate with those that don't necessarily know you. You like making new friends and inspiring new people. Enjoy networking, inspiring, nurturing, entertaining. You also enjoy a bit of relationship building, but you keep people in at a distance. You are compassionate. You are nurturer. You are talkative, but you also like to listen, like a 6. But you will always sort of worry about whether you should let that person past your barrier, and you might prefer to deal with larger groups with more distance than have that personal, closer, more service-focused relationship that you might need to have to be a 22 for. So support your life path Master 22-4 by using the self-discipline to try and deepen your relationships and the people that you serve in this world. It's not just big auditoriums full of people. It's one-to-one safety, stability and security, or small group safety and stability and security. And this is at home or at work, so that you can build effective teams to assist you to manifest your ideas and support you emotionally to manifest your ideas and build great things for global stability, security and safety. You've got to learn to have balanced, healthy relationship with others that are part of your sense of security. So the issue with the Master 22-4 with that double 2 energy difficulty is a 2 and a double 2 can either be too smothering and have really high expectations that can never be met. They set the bar so high for their family, friends, team members that they can never be met. So it's like the people that know you can feel quite smothered by you and sometimes even quite judged at times, or you could be the other side of the coin and be distant with your love relationships and, disrupt love, walk away from it, hide from it, be scared of it and be distant from others. So it can be either or, and this can affect your relationships detrimentally if you're too smothering or too distant. It's about finding that balance, not being too smothering or not backing away from wanting love. You've got to find that balance so that when you're doing your 22-4 master builder thing, you're present with that and you're doing that. But when you're with those close to you, those that you're building or have built relationships with, you are present with those too, so that you're sometimes with them and putting your full attention into them, and sometimes you're doing your master builder thing. And it's a good balance to have, because you don't want to live in each other's pockets or not talk to each other at all. So the 22-4, like the 11, can sometimes struggle with their relationships because they need to learn to balance their need for love and not be too smothering or too distant. Now, you could be a mix of the two as a 22-4, or you could be smothering all the time or distant all the time. Whatever way you express it as a struggle for the Master 22-4, it's up to you to find balance, to be present at one and present at the other, so that there's a balance of, you can build balanced, healthy relationships, basically. That's what you're here to do, and that's one of your challenges as a Master 22-4. Your Master 33-6 motivation energy means that you're driven to create a stable, nurturing, loving home and work environment. You like people to feel comfortable and stable. You're like a little mama bear that likes to bring the tea and the coffee and the biscuits in, and maybe you serve the best bean bags at work or at home. You're a real mama or papa bear. You like to be open-hearted and loving, but you may choose to have some idealized perceptions of others and how you feel that they should be, or the things that they should do. And this can cause you to judge at times, especially if they don't meet your expectations. So as a heart-based 33-6,
you're often more likely to be the smotherer and having expectations, getting too close to maybe your children or partner or friends, and having expectations of them that the people around you might feel a little bit smothering, and people may feel a little bit judged at times by you. And it's not because you're trying to hurt them or make them feel judged. It's because you have ideals that you're trying to strive towards. And unless you're really conscious of how you're putting your ideals to reality, you could come across quite judgmental and maybe tip into sort of the smothering element in your love relationships. But not necessarily. It's just your heart motivation might put you towards the smothering, having expectations element of this part of your life path. So support your life path Master 22-4 by ensuring that you have balanced, realistic expectations of those that you love or are close to achieve healthy and balanced love relationships, being present when you need to be and present to other things when you need to be, so no one feels smothered or ignored, and definitely no one feels judged by you. You're here to learn to listen to and follow your intuitive wisdom. Now, you're an old soul. You've got so much soul wisdom inside you that you can really pull upon to help you to make decisions and assess people's needs and really understand what your next steps are, because you don't need other people necessarily to tell you. You need what's in your soul to tell you. So it's about listening to and being able to act on your intuitive wisdom very confidently and making your intuition your decider. You know, I'm going to do this because I feel intuitive like it's the right thing to do. You're here to be of service to change the world, and the development of your intuition will aid you in this journey, not because just of your inner compass, where you can make inner decisions for yourself, but also being intuitive enough to read the energy of others and know what's wrong with them before they know what's wrong with them, to assess the needs of others. This is part of the pulling people closer, being more service orientated in your life path. Your Master 33-6 motivation energy means that you have big dreams to communicate with the world in whatever medium that you like to communicate in, whether it's acting, speaking, singing, artistry, writing. And you'll want to communicate with the world intuitively and psychically, communicate and bring wisdom and inspire the world around you. So support your life path Master 22-4 by further developing and trusting in your wisdom-filled, experienced, intuitive wisdom, to be sensitive to others' needs when building great things for humanity, because the 33-6 can be very outward focused. I want to communicate with you, I want to inspire you, and they don't always stop to think, what does that person actually need? And that's important for a Master 22-4. You're here to learn to be a cooperative team player, like I said, with your family and your close-knit friends and the people that you work with to help manifest your ideas. But the 4, they can sometimes fail to communicate properly with others. They can be a little bit giving dotted information and not really giving the big picture. And then when people don't do the right thing because they haven't fully communicated properly, they can be a bit hard-headed and high-handed with people. And they've got to learn really to cooperate as a team and communicate clearly with the people around them, members of their team, members of their family, people at home, friends, making sure that the information is compassionately and clearly communicated, not given in bits and then telling people off and being hard-headed if they don't do exactly what you asked them, even though you didn't actually ask them for all the detail, so it's managing that issue that a 22/4 can sometimes have. Your Master 33/6 communication, motivation, energy means that you love to work in teams, communicate, collaborate, have fun, very much the entertainer. Sometimes that can get in the way of the team's work. You choose to be focused on creating peace and harmony, and you are willing to work hard to get the job done, but there's a lot of camaraderie and fun involved, and sometimes you need to think, we need to stop now and get things done rather than just sitting and giggling and eating biscuits, which is, that should be interlaced into your day, but there's work to do too, and the 33/6 will be a little bit more laissez-faire in their heart about getting things done and getting things achieved, and they need to sort of work towards being a bit more, right, let's get things done energy, not so fun, but at the end of the day it will help you develop your 22/4. So support your life path 22/4 by answering your drive to create and communicate and work alongside others, but be more of a cohesive team, get things done to help you build world security, safety and stability. You must develop the assertiveness to demand boundaries to being taken advantage of. Without looking at the other numbers on your chart, you're already 60% service orientated. So, there's a lot of people going to be wanting things from you, demanding things from you. It's easy for you to be overworked, sometimes even walked all over, taken advantage of, taken for granted. People not respecting your boundaries in this lifetime, and it can go both ways. Sometimes the high-handed 22/4 needs to develop the ability to respect other people's boundaries as well. So making sure that you're not always being pulled from pillar to post to help at all and sundry all the time. You need boundaries for your own well-being, and making sure that you're respecting the boundaries of others. That's an important part of your life path. Your Master 33/6 motivation, why do I keep saying that? Motivation energy drives you to be highly service orientated with healthy boundaries, but it's more service at a distance, really. So you have the motivation to have boundaries. Basically, you're not going to let people walk all over you. You like to have that hedonistic freedom to stop and have fun for your own well-being, to stop you choosing to meddle and overstep people's boundaries. That's going to be a bit easier for you as a motivated 33/6, because you won't be overly focused in stepping in on people's lives, which is a good thing. Support your life path Master 22/4 by answering your drive to set boundaries. Excellent, for your own well-being and to honour the boundaries of others, so you're not overworked or that you don't step on the boundaries of others. Really, really important. You're here to be of service to the world. Like I said, 60% of your core is service to the world, your heart and your purpose. To serve the people, the team, the leader, serve the leader. The 2 is very much about service to the leader as well as the small group, the family, the team, those that are close to you. Be dependable and in a moment responsible too. You can always be counted upon to keep the cogs turning behind the scenes. Now, that's what you're here to do. So there may be times where you're not really of service, or maybe too much service, or you can't be counted upon to keep the cogs turning, or maybe you keep the cogs turning too much and you're not taking the rest you need. You have to make sure you're being dependable, but with boundaries for yourself as well. So being dependable and responsible and being counted upon by those that you love and those that are close to you, that you will do what you say you're going to do. Your Master 33/6 motivation energy, though, means that you choose to be service orientated. Definitely, you really want to inspire people and motivate and entertain. You're a driven team player. You love being around others, whether you know them or not. You're a practical worker. You like to do things, get things done for the good of the team, the group, and the family. And that's just to make them smile and, keep them happy more than draw them close. But you do like to be around others, and you like the camaraderie of being around others. Support your Life Path Master 22/4 by answering your drive to keep a balanced attitude of service to the team and the world and the people around you, and world security, being dependable and counted upon to get the job done for those that are close to you is also important. And it also goes with responsibility, which is what we're going to talk about at the moment. You're being initiative as a 22/4. Sensitive to a lot of things, but you're not keen on conflict. You're here to get on with people or mediate or try and avoid conflict. That's what a 22/4 does. But sometimes a bit of conflict is needed for change to occur. So you're here to learn, to develop towards being that tactful mediator, helping to resolve conflicts fairly and for the good of the team, the group, the family, the world, whatever project you're working on. So you have this tendency to run away from conflict and maybe try and push it under the carpet, or like not deal with it, or run and hide from it. But you're actually here to be the centre of it all, trying to mediate the situation and resolve conflicts. So that could be a big learning point for you if you are a 22/4 that runs away from conflict. However, your soul motivation, your 33/6 motivation energy, means that you love passion and energy and fun, and even arguments can be a bit of fun, especially if you're not involved in them. But you also love peaceful environments where you can really relax. The thing is with conflict with a Soul Urge Master 33/6 is you could choose to react emotionally to the conflict, or run away from it. It's, conflict isn't something that a 36 will really be interested in unless they're watching it from a distance and they're not involved in it. But if something involves them and their emotions get touched, they might choose to react emotionally instead of being tactful or mediating the situation. They might get involved instead of trying to step back and bring the energy levels down, or they might just totally do what a 22/4 can do best, run away and wait until all the conflict is over, because 33/6 prefers positive. They're not so interested or bothered about the negative, unless it's something they can watch from a distance and feel entertained by. So support your Life Path Master 22/4 by managing your emotional sensitivity in a conflict situation so that you can be more of the tactful mediator, learning to bring group harmony, to try and settle both sides of the coin and bring some kind of fair and just and calm resolution to conflict situations. You're here to learn to stay focused, plan the next step after you've channeled your new idea. Remember, 1 foot in the spiritual, 1 foot in the world, where you channel the ideas from spirit and then you plan them and then you execute them for the first time, and then you put security and business and procedures and detail and safety and stability and security around that idea or concept. So you're here to stay focused on what you channel. Plan the next steps after you've channeled that new idea, and build a team of people that you intuitively trust to help you achieve it. And it's going to be the team at work, but obviously you've got support at home as well, those that support your other needs in life, your needs of companionship, of friendship, that help you have the mental health to deal with what you're need to achieve in this world. The energy of the 22 needs to be the nurturer and the builder of ideas. They're not here to just channel an idea. They're here to see it through to the end, doing all the procedures and the planning and getting people involved in managing the variables of that idea so that it goes towards manifestation on earth. Your Master 33-6 motivation energy means that you want to plan, you want to act on your ideas and choose your team skillfully. So that's good. You love to socialise and be around others, laughing and camaraderie and fun with others, but your love of emotionality and variation and fun may make you a bit unfocused and uncommitted at times, which will need some work to make sure that the focus is kept and the next steps are laid down and planned for. But the 33-6 can be a bit more laissez-faire about plans and maybe take a little bit longer to achieve it, or maybe avoid it and procrastinate a little on their plans and procedures. So that's something to work on if your heart is a little bit near when it comes to having to focus and commit on one thing. Again, it might be something that you'll have to use a bit of self-discipline in order to do for your Master 22-4. So support your life path Master 22-4 by answering your drive to stay focused on your channeled ideas, even the boring, routine, detail-focused elements, so that you can plan meticulously your next steps and talk to the right people in order to help you to achieve that idea, to manifest that idea. This is the intuition thing again. So you need intuition as a double 2 so that you can really assess the needs of others. But you've also got to give yourself your own kudos. Sometimes you judge yourself on what everyone else says or thinks about you, when it's your own internal compass that you need to be following. Turn inward for decisions, for actions, and for validations, and do what you think you should do, no matter what those around you might say. It's your intuition that needs to have that last word. It will support your confidence to act, and it will support everything for you to support your intuitive wisdom. Remember, you're an old soul. You've got loads of experience there that you can draw upon if you just go within you. You know, I'm not saying never ask anyone else for advice, but your final decision and your thought processes should be totally dominated by what your intuition and gut feelings thinks you should do. Okay? Your Master 33-6 motivation energy means that you prefer to act on your own inner compass. You prefer to walk forwards under your own intuitive steam and your own sensitive perceptions and your own inner compass. So that's really, really helpful because you've got that inner compass already in your drive and motivation. So you can support your life path Master 22-4 by answering your drive to take full advantage of your advanced perceptions and intuitions and use them, listen to them, act on them to inform your decisions and your actions and definitely your inner compass. You're here to learn to commit to a person, place or thing that you can settle down with, to dig the foundations for the security that you want to build for the world. You've got to be secure first, and what you build for the world needs to have strong foundations. So it means people, places, tasks, things they're going to need to be committed to for you to start building the fences, building the security, building the safety. But you can be a bit uncommitted, a little bit arty-farty and airy-fairy, and not really so able, because of your drive and motivation, to build that stability and security and commit to one thing and really focus on it. That's not something that you really like doing. Your Master 33-6 motivation energy means that you're driven to be committed to serve people of your home, family, community and wider world, maybe. So there is some elements of commitment there when it comes to those you love. But for all things, you're going to want to commit to. Your sense of commitment is going to be more towards the nurturing of people, which is your 22, but manifesting it in the world in a business setting or organising things to be done, not quite so motivated. So support your life path master 22-4 by committing to the people and places and the tasks needed to settle and build an innovative business or influential organisation that brings some kind of safety, stability and security to our world, whether it's our environment or our finances or our safety when it comes to war and culture, social safety and stability, physical safety and security, any of those things that you decide to bring as a master builder. You're here to learn to set and achieve your personal goals. Now, the 33-6 motivation can be a little bit airy-fairy with this because they tend to be emotional, quite hedonistic, and they act on the moment. But then the 22-4 is saying you need to set smart goals, like specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, realistic, timely goals that are really sort of focused. But the 33-6 might be a little bit, well, I've got a general idea of what my goal is, but they might not want to set really specific goals that they will measure themselves against for that security and stability. Those personal goals are going to be foundations of families and structures and businesses and empires that are built literally one goal at a time, one job at a time. Your Master 33-6 motivation means that you prefer to be focused on action and practical expression. You do like to do and inspire and put your energy out there, happily developing as you progress, learning from practical experience, from practical experience to practical experience. You prefer to learn on the job rather than set goals and have a set outcome. You're sort of the kind of person that likes to learn as they go and see what happens, and then change your goal or change your actions or your intentions depending on what's happened that day or what you've learned that day or what you've experienced that day. So the 22-4 is asking you to be more focused in your goals, to make it something that is measurable, but your heart might be a bit demotivated by that. You might feel, my goals change a little bit every day, so writing it down, I do a lot of changing, and I keep moving the boundaries. That's what your heart wants to do, okay? So support your life path 22-4 by exercising the self-discipline to be a bit more meticulous in your planning for world safety and learning, to set more smart goals, specific, measurable, achievable, I've forgotten it. What have I said? Specific, measurable, relevant or realistic or timely, that are imperative for you to be the master builder that you're here to be. So a bit of self-discipline will be needed there for you to actually have those goals actually there in front of you and measure yourself by the goal that you achieved. Your heart's going to want to dance around the goal a little bit, but try and stay focused where you can, because you're here to learn to plan. Create a process. Now, processes and procedures aren't malleable or flexible. They are a process and a procedure and a way of doing things that must be followed. You are being asked to learn to create those processes and procedures, not only for your goal achievement, but for everything you do in the world as a master builder. And it's not something your heart is really interested in. So this is going to be something that might be a bit of a drudge for you, or you might need to focus on it as your life purpose to help make that motivation needed to do what your life path is asking you. So create that process that's more tight, that's more set in stone, that procedure for the achievement of your goals, and for the achievement of what you want to achieve for the world stability, strength, and manifesting your dynamic ideas. Now, because you're here to learn to create a process and a procedure and achieve your goals and get things done methodically, you can literally be airy-fairy and directionless, lazy, procrastinate, block your own progression, struggle to create a process or a procedure that you stick to because of your Master 22-4 and your heart, which tends to prefer to be a bit more laissez-faire. Your Master 33-6 motivation energy means that you will always choose to plan, ensuring yours and others' safety, stability and security to a certain extent. However, you may prefer to leave slack, like I said, for adaptations, flexibility, unexpected events. Sticking to a real process or procedure is going to be something you find hard. It's not that you're not able to, you just don't really want to stick to tight rules and procedures. However, it is your life purpose to develop towards that. Your plans might be a little vague if you follow your motivation and do what you want to do. Your plans will be quite changeable, like I said, depending on your emotions or your experiences of the day. So again, we need to be a bit tighter on what we plan and what we expect and the process and the procedure and the targets that we set, and really measure ourselves against measurable things at the end of the day. You might choose to judge yourself for it all not being perfect, which is not something that's good for you to do, because you need what's perfect. One person's perfect is not another person's perfect, and at the end of the day, we're not here to be perfect. Well, we're here to strive towards it, but again, like I always say, if we're already perfect, there was no point in being here in the first place. So judging yourself and others for not being how you want it can be an issue as well for you to really think about, and you might keep changing things rather than sticking to any one process or procedure, which again can hold you back from developing this element of your 22-4. So support your life path Master 22-4 by exercising that self-discipline again, to be more specific and focused, not just on your personal goals and how you achieve them, but more focused and methodical when it comes to the achievement of your ideas and your ideals and how things are done, and just be a bit more on it rather than a bit more laissez-faire, hoping for the best kind of energy. That works in a lot of situations. It's good to be flexible and adaptable sometimes, but when you're working towards being a master builder 22-4, we need the method and the detail and the step-by-step and the focus, because that's your developmental point as personally, basically. So create a specific plan and a process, and then stick to it with perseverance in order to be secure, to get secure, measurable results to support that life path Master 22-4. You're here to develop that deep, meticulous focus that you might not be so interested in doing as a Surge 33-6. That focus that achieves stability, like the stable home, the business, the income, the inner security that we need, because it's not just about building outer security and being able to pay your bills, it's feeling safe and secure as well, and work past being scattered, being impatient, missing steps in plans so that your focus is all higgledy-piggledy and inconsistent. Your Master 33-6 won't always help with this, because your heart drives you to be a bit more scattered and creative, to act on your emotions and create and communicate, to inspire and inform and delight in a very scattered, creative, spontaneous kind of way, not meticulously focused or planned. You like to prioritize building a safe and stable home. Of course you do. You want to have a safe and stable home and people within it. Nurture those around you with your creative, practical action in the 6. However, your creative focus may be inconsistent and dependent on your reactions to the situation and your changeable emotions and your adaptability to the situation, rather than actually sticking meticulously to what you first focused on. So it's keeping your eye on the prize and building that prize in the first place. It's having measurable results which keep cropping up all the way through this video. So support your life path master 22-4 by exercising the self-discipline to develop deeper. It's going to be one step at a time. Don't expect you to be able to do this straight away. It's all a journey. Deep, meticulous focus on achieving that stability, like a stable home, like a stable business, influential and stable career that has a positive global influence, and people collectively can feel safe and stable and secure from that. You're here to learn to be detail orientated, something else that a 33-6 can be a bit shaky on when it comes to assessing something for whether it's perfect or not. The 33-6 are very motivated to assess detail in that way and complain about what might have gone wrong or talk about what was perfect about it. But being detail orientated across the board, analytical, organised, accurate, to ensure plans, processes and procedures are watertight and achieved. And remember, this is already a difficulty for someone that likes to be very adaptable with their plans, which can cause them to be quite disorganized, flaky, missteps in their plan, change things at the last minute kind of energy. And your master 33-6 motivation means that you dislike detailed analysis, really. Petty accuracy, as a soul urge 33-6 might say. Unchangeable watertight plans won't work for you. It's just not something you really buy into. It's something that you do with a moan and a sigh, because you don't think anything is watertight. Everything should be adaptable. You want to act, you want to do, you want to learn as you go, basically. You're an emotional expresser. You like to act in the moment, be spontaneous in the moment. You're not necessarily a thinker and an analyzer or a detailed planner. You're a go with the flow kind of heart, which is again going to be hard for you to really focus on the detail more than you really want to focus on the detail. So support your life path master 22-4 by exercising the self-discipline to take every step in your plan, basically.
So to support your life path master 22-4, exercise the self-discipline to be more detail orientated, analytical, focused and accurate. You've got to learn to be more meticulous. Take every step in your plan. Accuracy is important for a master builder to build those strong and those stable foundations. That's really important. And then your master life path 22-4 means that you're an old soul and you've agreed to bring safety, stability and security to this world. You innovate, you can build empires, you have the potential to do so, organizations, businesses, in whatever medium or with whatever goal that you decide, as long as it has a positive world impact. This involves hard work, detail focus, routine work and tasks which you might not want to do so much, because 33-6s much prefer to have fun. You're here to develop a work ethic, to work hard and develop enjoyment of those routine work and tasks. And like you said, get things done meticulously. Your master 33-6 motivation energy drives you to be highly creative and chaotic, thus inconsistent in your work ethic. Routine, repetitive, everyday tasks don't inspire you at all. You like to express your work ethic to its full potential in a peaceful, relaxed, creative and flexible environment. You know, you're more laissez-faire. Routine and time constraints aren't something you enjoy. You like to work on your own steam, and repetitive routine, boring stuff isn't something you're so interested in. And it's going to be a self-discipline thing to get you to not only, do that focused process, detail, procedure, achieving your plans step by step and your goals step by step, but also dealing with the repetitive routineness of building that safety and stability and security. So that's going to be something that you're going to have to use self-discipline for. So support your life path Master 22/4 by exercising the self-discipline to learn to work more consistently and more routinely, and be a bit more of a plodder. It's not to say that you shouldn't have fun, but to get things done in a more routine way, and to do all the boring tasks as well as the fun tasks. Even the most creative environments have routine maintenance tasks that are needed daily. Okay, so that's something that self-discipline should help you with. You're here to develop patient perseverance so that every step in the process towards your goals for your stable foundation are taken. You're prone to impatience and corner cutting and wanting to adapt and change things as you go, as we've said all the way along. Your Master 33/6 motivation energy means that you may choose to miss steps in your plan depending on what you are feeling or thinking or what you've experienced in any one day. So support your life path Master 22/4 by learning to be more patient and determined, to take each meticulous step in your plan, and even making the plan's not going to be something you want to do. Every process or procedure, take meticulously, take every step without exception or impatience. It doesn't matter how fast you go, as long as each step is achieved meticulously so that ultimate safety and stability and security is there. You're here to develop determination and the perseverance to keep going past obstacles, achieve your goals. You're prone to giving up at your first hurdle and not have the determination and perseverance to keep going towards the specificness of your goals. And your laissez-fairness as a Master 33/6 soul urge won't necessarily help you there, because you're already motivated to change your plans, your procedures as you go, which can make things a little bit chaotic at times. Your Master 33/6 motivation energy means that you prefer to be adaptable and changeable, thus weak-willed when it comes to determination or perseverance in any one direction. Obstacles may cause you to choose to walk away in disappointment and look at something else, or go down a different path that's more fun. But you have the drive to channel and communicate your ideas. You love to inform and inspire and delight people, audiences, social groups, any kind of group of people really, anyone that will listen. So support your life path Master 22/4 by developing the perseverance and the determination to keep going, to achieve your goals, your processes, your procedures, the things you need to do, your master builder goals. Keep going past those obstacles, find ways round them. You are adaptable, your heart is adaptable, so help yourself to be adaptable to get past those obstacles so that you can carry on, but don't give up like a Master 33/6 may sometimes choose to do. You're here to come to terms with limitation, both the limitations that are externally imposed on you and the limitations that you impose on yourself. Your Master 33/6 motivation energy may drive you to find limitation really smothering of your creativity. And if you've got limitation, you can't really be laissez-faire or choose your own way when you want. So sometimes limitation can be really exacerbating for a 33/6 motivation energy. But support your life path Master 22/4 by exercising that self-discipline again, to learn to come to terms with the limitation and in the world and creatively adapt or find a way round restrictions and limitations for your continued progression. But don't give up at the end of the day, and it can be something that you might be prone to do in your purpose, and you might choose to give up as a 33-6 too, and we don't want you to do that. You're here to look at your wounded, problematic relationships and work through any feelings of lack and pain they have brought you. Oftentimes, 4s and 9s can have this feeling of victimhood because of things that have happened to them in the past and things that they perceive have been done to them. And they can sometimes use this wounded heart to hold themselves back rather than building strength within themselves. And it can be labelled as victimhood and an excuse for you not to be able to do what you want to do because of your childhood or something that happened or things that were done to you by someone or a group of people when you were young. And it's about that process of learning that all experience, positive and negative, have lessons embedded within them. And it's the challenge and the difficulty that we go to that is there to help us learn and push us forward, not to hold us back. So we need to work on any victimhood that could be holding you back from moving forward. Your Master 33-6 motivation energy drives you to be sensitive and emotional. So some of these wounds from whatever's happened to you in the past may run deep because you're very emotional in your heart, very passionate, very easily sad, easily happy, very changeable, very adaptable. But your love of spirituality and intuition and connection to source energy could be your best helper and advisor when reconciling and developing beyond past perceived injustices and thinking about what your heart and soul can learn from these perceived injustices rather than allowing them to weaken you and hold you back and to be used as an excuse for you not to be able to move forward. So support your life path Master 22-4 by learning from past painful experiences and not allowing past pain to hold you back from your Master Builder tasks. And avoiding socialization, avoiding social isolation by socializing regularly with your familiar groups, friends, family, and like-minded people. You do not want to be isolating yourself, as sometimes the 22-4 may be prone to do. But your heart in the Soul Urge Master 33-6 is going to help you a little bit there, because your 33-6 motivation energy drives you to be social and be around others, to love, to build relationships and network successfully with new people, to be around people, really, to interact with others. So that's going to help the 22-4's tendency sometimes to isolate themselves from others. So support your life path Master 22-4 by answering your drive to socialize and connect regularly with those close. The only other thing that might isolate a 22-4 is that energy that I talked about at the beginning of the video that can really, really impact your ability to focus or get on with your life. It's like a waterfall of energy that hits you daily that can be very, it can stop you from focusing on what you need to do. It can cause nervous tension and anxiety. So daily spiritual practice, exercise, centering yourself several times a day will be really useful for you to help you focus and manage your Master Builder energy into tight plans, meticulous processes and procedures so that things are manifested step by step and accurately in the world so that it's safe, stable and secure. So this is going to be something that there's going to be some elements where you're going to really have to be more focused than your heart really wants you to be in this lifetime. I hope you've really enjoyed this video today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Press that thumbs up button because that will keep you up to date with all my new stuff. If you want a reading, you can email me at katie@soulexplorer.net, or you can contact me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn or Twitter. If you'd like to support me, I'm on Ko-Fi and Patreon. I've got my books in the description box and links to my Udemy courses also in the description box. So I hope you found this video really helpful and informative, but as ever, whatever I say to you, it's your intuition that must take priority. Even, you know, if I've said certain thing on this video, but you feel intuitively that you won't do that, there's something in your gut telling you that you shouldn't do that, you've got to follow your intuitive voice within. That's always important, and I will always encourage us to follow our gut and our intuitive voice within, always.